this is our first authentic New Orleans, Louisiana meal. What are you eating?
I'm eating red beans and rice with sausage. And then we have a po' boy sandwich with crawfish over here.
So good.
And then we have the classic New Orleans fare that everyone should try, the burger. Just with cheese.
You're very adventurous, Mom. Good for you. We have the famous Cristal Louisiana hot sauce.
Just
slather that shit on everything. So good. Our beautiful hotel. So picturesque. How was your meal, Sam?
It was so good.
That sandwich, 100% religious experience. I'm gonna go to church and pray. How was your burger, Mom?
It was
your authentic New Orleans.
10 out of 10. Just with the cheese.
Yeah, just cheese.
Just cheese.
No lettuce, that's too exotic. This is the famous bourbon street.
Yeah,
like every night?
Yeah, every night.
Wow.
So people drink on the street here?
Yeah, so at night, this turns into like a giant club, basically. And you can drink out on the street. You can go to a bar, you can grab a drink and go down the street, drink, meet people.
Oh wait, look, check it out. Huge ass beers. Bunch of Mardi Gras beads. So when's Mardi Gras, Sam? February?
February. And then all March is the Jazz and Blues Festival.
There's literally a general store, just all Tabasco products. They definitely love their hot sauce here. So do I, though. Oh my goodness. My mouth is watering. Come over here and give us a history lesson. So what is this? Jackson Square?
This is the famous Jackson Square. That's St. Louis Cathedral right over there. That is the Mississippi River and the famous river steamboats over there.
Oh yeah.
That's like the Proud Mary.
Proud Mary, girl.
But I think it's called the Sanchez.
The dirty Sanchez.
Wait.
Not quite the same
No,
thing.
I don't know what it's called, but I can't read that far.
Can you read at all?
Nachos.
You can go for a ride on
I
that?
believe so. There's all these people walking off it, so I'm assuming.
Okay, so why is this place significant?
This place is significant because if you remember American Horror Story Coven, if anybody watched that, and the famous Madame Lalaurie, who was basically a woman of circumstance in the city of New Orleans, one of the richest ladies, and she actually owned this building. She was the owner of this building. And really weird sounds were coming out of the building, out of the attic. Really strange disappearances of slaves. She owned slaves back in the day. Now, one slave girl actually escaped and threw herself off the balcony. Then one day there was a fire. And when the firemen came into this building, she would have like fancy parties, elaborate parties. But one day there was a fire and they went up into the attic, up into that top attic, and there were slaves chained up, their heads cut off, sewn onto animals, basically just mutilated.
He gave you a look like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Mutilated. And they did that all in the top of this building. Now,
did it? Okay, am I like confusing stories? But didn't she drink their blood or something?
Yeah,
because she thought it would give them youth, or give her youth.
She would like drink their blood. She would sew animals onto humans, cut their heads out, take their gizzards out. She would chain them in shackles, and it was all in this building.
So this is haunted?
This is haunted AF. Nobody currently lives in this
and
building.
they used this facade in the actual show,
yes.
American Horror Story Coven.
2 stories down, or 2 buildings down, is what they used in Coven. But this, in fact, was the house.
Okay.
And Nick Cage loved New Orleans, and he wanted to live in this city. So he told his agent, buy me a house, a good price, in the city. They bought him this one, unbeknownst.
They're telling a story. They're telling a story. Not to it. Wait, shh. Let's get some inside info.
Cursed
Mansion. Do I live there? Okay, I can't hear anymore. Continue.
Yeah, the Cursed Mansion, they
Cursed
call it.
Mansion.
Apparently it's that lady. But Nick Cage said, buy me a house in New Orleans, a good price. The agent, unbeknownst to him, bought him this one. Now, he, kind of thought it was weird that it was so cheap. Weird things started happening or whatever. So one night, there's a ghost tour going on, and the guide's talking about the house. And from the back, you hear a man.
Was that guy hot?
From the back of the tour group, you hear a man, and he goes, this house right here. And the tour guide, they all turn around. And it's Nick fucking Cage.
Yo, that would be the highlight of my trip.
He's like, dude, I just bought this house.
Fuck, man.
Not knowing that this is the famous Lalaurie Cursed Mansion.
Look at the gas lantern.
Yeah.
So much character.
But lots and lots of people have bought in this house and
maybe
sold it.
Nick Cage's career was so cursed because he bought this house.
Because of this house.
That's why he was in flop after flop. Ghost Rider can only be the product of this cursed place or whatever she called it.
Exactly.
This infernal place.
But it can never be bought in. I think that it stays pretty much vacant because it's so haunted that nobody wants to live there. Too many weird occurrences.
Yeah.
Closing doors, slamming doors, breaking of things, weird noises, smells. Top floor.
So some man just listened to that whole thing and came up to us and told us it was a lie.
Gooped.
He was like, it was medically impossible to do those things back then, and that's a new building. It's a tourist trap.
No, but they said that when I took the tour that they have fixed up the building since, because there was a big fire.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
you trying to goop me, girl?
Girl, I'm just telling you what they told me. And it has to be somewhat true because American Horror Story, a huge, giant Hollywood production, filmed 2 stories down, so there's got to be some weird truth to it.
So, Sam, why do you believe the story? Because Nick Cage seems like a sensible man.
If Nick Cage sold that house,
Something's up.
something's up because Nick Cage seems very sensible. And I believe Nick Cage.
I mean, anybody with those hair plugs has got taste. Okay, look how cute this is. What are we doing right now, Sam?
We're getting tattoos.
What are you getting?
I'm getting this awful piece of crap fixed up that I absolutely hated for years. Check that out.
Brutal.
What is it? Who knows? Then I'm just getting a tiny little heart on this wrist.
Nice.
Isn't it very simple? What are you getting?
I'm getting a quote from a poem I love. From Sylvia Plath's husband who cheated on her and made her kill herself.
Cheery.
All right, girl. Let's see the finished result.
Okay. From that footage I showed you earlier
People are watching. Let's keep watching.
to this. Peep that. Peep that.
Beautiful.
2 years of hating this thing.
Beautiful.
Bobby did me right.
Bobby.
And then I
Bobby
just
did you right.
And
all
then
night,
I
girl.
just got this really cute heart because
cute.
I really wanted it. So I'm so happy.
Are you
It was worth the
satisfied with
money.
your experience?
I am so satisfied. I had such a time of my life.
Sam, let's get some delicious alligator here.
Oh my god.
Like, girl, look at the detail. Like, the water, what is this? The water pipe, the drainage pipe? They're little fish.
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 Fish. Marie Laveau's House of Voodoo. So, Sam, who was Marie Laveau?
Girl, I don't know.
Was she the voodoo, she was a famous voodoo priestess, right?
Yes, yeah. She's probably the most famous, I would say.
So in here you can buy like voodoo dolls and stuff?
I think so, yeah.
Girl, don't give me any ideas. I know.
I don't know all that much about her.
I know who I'll be sticking pins in tonight.
I know Angela Bassett played her.
Oh, she's fierce. We just came in the room and our mom's watching a Nick Cage movie.
No joke. This is for
It's a
real.
sign.
Mastermind.
Nick Cage is the theme of this entire trip.
I'm not even mad about it.
No. He's the hero we didn't know we needed. Alright, so right now we're at the famous Café du Monde, which, tell us, Sam, is one of the most famous restaurants in the city.
Yeah, for the beignet donuts.
Beignet. So this is a very famous New Orleans dish. It's a French donut.
Yeah. I think it was invented here.
It was
created here.
I think it says on that sign, it's the original originator of the beignet.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're French donuts with powdered sugar, and it said they originated the café au lait, and we got one. So cheers, cheers, Mom, cheers,
cheers.
How are your beignets? How are your beignets, Mom?
10 out of 10.
Yeah, and the frozen cafe au lait is good too. It's coffee with chicory and hot milk. It said this place has been open since the 1850s or 1860s.
Are you kidding me?
No. And all they do is serve beignets and coffee. Nothing to add. It's like
beignets?
Beignets. It's like what Tiana makes in The Princess and the Frog. You like that movie, little girl?
I love that movie.
Yeah.
I want to be her.
Me too. Who doesn't?
All right, Cal. So you got a tattoo yesterday. Please tell us about it.
Well, it's a quote. It looks messy now because it's healing, but it's a quote from one of my favorite poems that I learned about in high school. It's a poem by Sylvia Plath's husband, Ted Hughes. They visited the Bronte estate and they went to Wuthering Heights, and Wuthering Heights is one of my favorite books. And it's a poem about how writers have like really rich inner lives, but they're kind of, I guess, reserved on the outside. And it says, hiding from it and making it up. And I've always wanted it since I was, I think, 17 years old. So I'm glad I finally got it. And it's a good story because me and my sister, me and you, we got tattooed together. So it was a good bonding experience. So.
No, we've never got, like, we have so many tattoos, but we don't have any together. We never got, so it's fine. And like, I've never got a tattoo on vacation before, so it's kind of like what you do when you're on vacation.
And our tattoo artists were adorable.
Oh my god. Like,
Oh my god. Mine was from Nashville, and he had an accent. He's like, I'm from Nashville, sweetheart. And I was like,
and he had a fedora on.
no,
but like
it
a nice
wasn't a fedora.
What's it
Fedoras are
called?
ugly. I don't know, it was like a cool hat. I don't know.
It was a cool hat,
But he was a
yeah.
musician, and we were talking about being artists because he asked me what I did back home. And I said I was a writer. And he's like, it's a thankless job, but we do it because we love it. Because he was a musician and a tattoo artist. So we had a bonding experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you had to tell him what you wanted and you wrote it down.
Yeah, you tell them the quote, you write it down, punctuation, how you want it laid out, and then he said his specialty was fonts. He's a font artist. So he made up the font. He said he wanted it to look like kind of like calligraphized, like a person.
Yeah.
He did a good job.
Did you not want a comma at the end of the first line?
No, because there's no comma in the poem. I wanted it laid out how it is in the poem.
I see, correct.
So there's no comma here, and these lines are capitalized, and there's just a period at the end of the sentence.
Okay,
Nice.
read the poem. Read the poem.
I don't have it on me.
No, read your tattoo. Read it. Read it to me.
I did read it to you.
Yeah, but not on the video.
Yeah, no, I did. All right.
I think that's a wrap up for sure.
So we're in the Hotel Monteleone, and there's a carousel bar, and it moves as you sit there.
And me and Kuda came here one night and we had wine. Not here on the carousel, but like kind of further back. It goes deep back. Like
So this is one of the most historic and oldest hotels.
Yeah. One of the nights we should
I'm into wine. I'm down for some wine, always. Wow, beautiful. Is it haunted here?
Yeah, it's supposed to be very haunted.
This place is nasty. A ghost tried to fuck me. Ooh, acclaimed authors. Truman Capote. Who else? Ernest Hemingway, William Faulkner. Ooh, Tennessee Williams. They all stayed here. That's awesome. So we're getting on the St. Charles streetcar to the Garden District. This is like a historic streetcar.
South Carolina Avenue.
Check how cute this is.
Really?
Say hi, Mom.
Say hi.
Okay, so this is the famous St. Charles streetcar.
Yes. It's very, very famous. And it's so cute because it goes all the way into the Garden District and you pass all the southern mansions.
Yeah.
We're going to Lafayette Cemetery first. That's where the famous Marie Laveau, Voodoo Queen, is buried, as among as well, many other people.
Beautiful mansions. Oh my god. Look at that. Look how beautiful. Oh my god. Let's buy one. Mom, put it on my visa. Look, the tree has Mardi Gras beads. That's so cute.
That's adorable.
It is. Right, so we're in Lafayette Cemetery. Look at this. So Sam, give us a little history lesson on Lafayette Cemetery. Why is this so famous? Just because of its aesthetics, or?
Yeah, and it's one of the oldest in one of the oldest areas, and it's buried famous people like the famous Marie Laveau, the Voodoo Queen, and a bunch of writers. And if we
What writers are buried here?
girl, I wish I knew. I wish I
Well,
knew.
I'm sure there's like a plaque or something. Now they're all buried above ground because of the floodwaters and
Because
stuff?
New Orleans is built, it's kind of swampy water,
Yeah.
so they don't want to build anything below because it's all kind of goopy, swampy substance.
Ew, don't say goopy. We're walking around and we're like, where's our mother? And we look and some guy's massaging her feet.
In an alleyway.
In an alley.
Between two cult,
He claimed he was a foot
mausoleums.
specialist?
Yeah, loved my sandals.
Literally, there's no one around. Look,
There's no one around. Like, we're in the middle of a cemetery. And we look in some alleyway and our mother's getting our feet massaged. Or her feet massaged by some random man. Oh god.
in the middle.
He's gonna like jerk off to your feet tonight, Mom. So Sam was like, oh, you gotta go to this place. They got the best chicken in town. We go like 2 hours out of our way. And she's like, here it is. And it's literally some empty hole in the wall with nothing in it. She's like, Willie Mae's chicken. Girl, did you even go to there?
I don't know
like,
who I am.
Like Quaaludes or something.
I don't
Were
know
you
where.
even in New Orleans?
I don't know where I am or who I am. I think it's like a beautiful mind. I made it all up.
Willie Mae.
Maybe I dreamed it in a dream.
Look at these houses. Oh my god. So beautiful. Like, I can't believe there's houses that look like this. Second meal of the trip, I got gumbo. There's shrimp, oyster, sausage, and chicken gumbo. What'd you get, Sam?
Oyster po' boy.
Oyster po' boy. And Mom, you didn't get a burger, so that's a plus.
That's a plus.
I'm so excited. There's a scoop of potato salad.
So there was a mysterious man that bought this house, I guess in the 1800s. And no one knows who he was, but he had lots of money and he held lots of parties, like rich parties. And then suddenly, like, people started going missing in the city. And one day, there was a woman, apparently, who got seduced by him, and she claims that he tried to suck her blood. They started kissing and stuff, and he started to try to suck her blood. And then one day he held a party, and someone found a bottle of wine with blood in it. It was a bottle, looked like a wine bottle, but there was blood in it. The very next day, they came to arrest him, and he was gone. He vanished. All his stuff was gone. The entire place was empty, and no one knows where he went.
Damn, girl. Mom, what restaurant did you say that you wish they had here?
The Olive Garden, because I love Italian food.
Mom, that's not authentic Italian food.
That's the equivalent to East Side Mario's of the States.
Mom, there's like good New Orleans like cooking here.
There's amazing seafood
Gumbo.
and pasta. No, not just gumbo. There's amazing pasta, seafood pasta. Like there's so many things. Jambalaya with chicken and
Louisiana has
sausage.
one of the like richest
Are we
cooking
kind of off the
traditions.
beaten path here, or we're good?
Mom, we're in the middle of a tourist area.
We're going to where the ghost tour starts.
Sam, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking a hurricane drink.
Where are we right now?
We're at Pat O'Brien's.
So this is a famous bar in New Orleans, Pat O'Brien's, and this is their famous hurricane drink. It's strong, very rough. Cheers! How's your drink, Mom?
Oh, delicious.
This is our first time in a bar together. How do you feel?
It's like I'm one of your friends.
Me and you got carded. Don't you feel young?
I also was called a dumbass by a homeless guy.
Yeah, some homeless man. It was pouring rain, and a homeless man was like, "You dumbasses with your umbrellas," and we're like, "What the hell?" Hey, Mom, are you drunk?
No,
You are.
absolutely not.
I think you're lying. Mom, the Olive Garden.
Olive
I'm looking for my Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get gumbo tomorrow. Gumbo. Dance.
So, fellas, let's go bring back the butt.
Hell yeah! Shake it! Shake it! Shake it!
The bun. Shake the bun.
So we're going for another Honda, my anaconda.
Let's shake that butt, bitch!
You just have to toss it up. So don't go ahead trying to diss, because it goes on my
Shake the bun.
shows to hit 'em.
This is cute. Look at this patio.
It's like
Woo, I'm drunk.
it's the cutest patio. Like there's water and fire at the same time.
Yeah, it's cute out here. Damn.
Oh, I love this song.
I'm like very unsteady on my feet right now, girl. I'm like, how you doing, Mom? Are you steady on your feet?
Good. I'm good.
I glittery fleur-de-lis on the sidewalk. I have a weakness for glitter. How you feeling this morning, Mom?
I'm great.
The hurricane got you last night.
It
That
sure
drink
did.
got you.
It got me.
How are you feeling,
Pretty
Sam?
good.
You feeling okay after that?
Taking a photo.
The damn hurricane got us. Hi, Sam.
Hi.
So we're having breakfast at a cute little French cafe called Croissant d'Or. They have macarons and it's so cute in here. What are you eating, Sam?
Just a chicken salad on a croissant. Oh, thank you.
I'm having a quiche, Laura, and an ice cap. We got to keep with the French theme. We got a bag of French macarons because I miss Paris.
They take you around.
And we're in a French cafe. So Was New Orleans founded by the French first, or was it the Spanish? Spanish.
1719.
So Spanish and then French, because Louisiana means like King Louis's land. And then the Americans bought it from Napoleon in the Louisiana Purchase.
Yeah.
Andrew Jackson bought it.
Andrew Jackson bought it. Okay.
Work was always going on, especially during the harvest season. Now this sugarcane right here, for those of you who've never seen it, that sugarcane, that crop you saw coming out to this plantation, all sugarcane, is going to grow about 16 feet in height. Okay, 16 feet in height is very hard. It's round like bamboo. Slaves worked in those rows very close together.
I'm at Oak Alley, one of the most famous and picturesque plantations in America. Trees are so beautiful. We just did a little bit of a tour. These oak trees are over 200 years old. Stunning. A lot of movies were filmed here, like Interview with a Vampire, things like that. And apparently, Beyonce's insert photos for one of her CDs were shot here. That's a random piece of information.
Ontario. Different.
Well, they're oaks.
Yeah,
That's why it's called Oak Alley.
but we don't have those in Ontario.
Oak trees?
Not these. Oh.
Yeah, maybe they're different. Check out this delicious praline,
So-
New Orleans praline fudge
I feel like we might have just ruined our dinner because we're eating this before.
so good.
But-
Here, give me a piece. Give me a piece.
Well, the one's on my shirt.
Shit, girl. Damn, getting it all on film. All right, Sam. So where are we?
We're at Coop's Place. It's apparently really famous here for their food.
There's a lineup.
There was a lineup like
45
we waited
minutes.
45 minutes. I looked online, one of the best places to go for fried chicken, and it said here. So we walked all the way here, and sure enough, there's a big long line. So
We're starting off with seafood gumbo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Look at all the hot sauce selection. Look at all the condiments. They got Tabasco, sriracha, crystal, and it's so cute in here. All right. So this is our main course, girl. What do we have? We have fried chicken. We have rabbit and sausage jambalaya. We have
red beans and rice.
red beans and rice, which is probably this, and then we have what, Cajun fried shrimp somewhere in here. Creole shrimp.
Yeah.
So Cajun fried chicken and Creole shrimp. Looks good. And what do you get, Mom?
This is shrimp. Breaded shrimp. Fried shrimp.
Right. I can't wait. Sam, tell us what happened at the Andrew Jackson Hotel.
Well, let me tell you. In the 1980s, there was a couple on their honeymoon, and they decided to stay at this Andrew Jackson hotel over here. And the wife said to the husband, honey, please leave the last 3 pictures on the old camera, the one with the film. It's different than these days. Please leave them free because we're going on a ghost tour tomorrow. He said, sure, honey, of course. They go on the ghost tour, whatever. Or sorry, not the ghost tour. Fuck, I fucked it all up.
Keep going.
Swamp
It's okay.
tour.
You're
Swamp
doing
tour.
fine, baby. You're doing fine.
Swamp tour. So they had to go on a swamp tour. Okay, anyways. So they go to take a picture in the swamp. Sure enough, the film is gone. There's no film left. It's gone. It's used up. She goes, I thought I told you don't use the last 3 things on the film, the last 3 pictures. He goes, I didn't touch it, I swear. So they go home wherever they're from, blah, blah, blah. They get the film developed. Sure enough, the last 3 pictures are pictures of them sleeping in their hotel room.
Gasp.
They were so outraged. They mailed the pictures to the hotel. They said, we want a refund. There was somebody taking pictures of us in the middle of the night. The hotel mailed them back and said, there's no way our staff could have done that because they were taken from a bird's eye view on the ceiling.
10-foot ceilings. Wait, wasn't it like 10-foot ceilings or something?
Yes.
And they were
Right
on a
over there.
king-size bed?
King size bed.
10-foot ceilings.
So the moral of the story is,
The moral of the
wear
story-
your pajamas.
Nice.
Thank you,
That's
Mom.
a wrap.